In this episode of Mighty Car Mods, all our mad work on Too Sexy continues.
Okay, so this is where we're at. Our new bonnet is on that we had to buy because we threw out one that was perfectly fine, even though it just had a couple of holes in it that we could have fixed up. Didn't really think about that one. Wheels are on. Tyres are on.
Bumper sort of fits.
Doesn't fit at all.
Not really. Well, it doesn't fit at all, but like it sort of fits now on one side. The other side, not so much.
I like that. It's like, oh, my shirt kind of fits. One arm's in.
Yeah, it's like having a... It literally looks like that. That's what the bumper looks like. But that's okay.
And the rear bumper's on. And the interior is
completely incomplete.
Sharp.
Yes.
And dangerous.
Yep. But we've managed to find some standard interior parts from our adventure at the Wreckers. So we're going to jam a whole bunch of these mad stock interior parts in to make it a nice place to be.
And I think the plan is, Martin, because most of this, right, we don't need most of this stuff at all.
We can, well, no, not really.
So really what we want to do is place it in, hide some stuff behind it, clean up the wiring, because that's never been done.
Yeah.
And then cut everything off that we don't need.
I know you're only venting, but you look dashing.
That's terrible. That is terrible.
Really?
And they agree.
Really?
That was awful.
You sure you're not bored?
What?
Like dashboard?
Oh wow. Far out, dude. Alright, let's go before it gets worse. Not that that's possible.
Our first job of the day is to get rid of everybody's favourite rims and replace them with some legit JDM wheels that are wrapped in Potenza RE003s.
What do you think, Martin?
I love it. It needs to be way lower, but I would actually drive that now. Like I'd drive it around even if it looked different colours and whatever.
We're leaving the exterior for the time being and focusing on the inside of the car.
I'm just going to get into the back seat, where probably a few people have spent a little bit of time over the years.
Not much room, is there?
No.
You wouldn't need to have like very short tastes.
Sorry?
Short taste.
What's a short taste?
You would have had to have a short taste.
Oh, that's grotty, dude.
No, I mean like a taste for... Like you wouldn't need to be short and enjoy shortness.
There's a couple of theories as to how that procedure can work in a car.
Yeah.
Some people suggest that this seat here, the passenger seat, should be lowered all the way back there.
Yeah.
Other people suggest that you should be in the back facing forward with this seat forward and lie against the back of the seat. Anyway, Martin.
I don't know.
Back to it. Martin, we've left some... There's still stuff in here.
That's going to go today. Hey, we've also got like all our stickers. Stickers add weight, so they need to go. Including all our stickers and junk around here. Snakey's staying, as we said, but we'll find a new home for Snakey.
Dino Snake. Wow, you've attached him permanently.
Yeah, he's lucky Dino Snake.
Is he going to just... I reckon we leave him behind the dash.
Really?
We don't need to see him, do we?
Maybe stick him to the roof. And then this is our next problem, which was not a problem originally because it was all just hidden and no one cared, but now that we do care, we're going to just tidy all this up, get rid of anything we're not using, find a little home for our wideband, because we don't want to trip on this stuff. We also got our mad disco lighting, which should probably stay, which we need to get rid of. We've got stereo wiring to get rid of. We're going to tidy all that up, get rid of all this junk, then we're going to put the dashboard in and see what it looks like, and then I think we might hack it up a bit.
I reckon. We'll cut it.
Because we don't really need it, all of it. It's literally just so it's not sharp, because right now all around you, everything's sharp.
Well, as we saw last time, your nipple got assaulted by this, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it was the brake.
Oh, sorry, it was the handbrake. And I empathise with you, man, because there was that... I cut my nipple off that time, remember?
Yeah, and then this gear stick, like I've got a new one of these coming, which is cool, like a new gear knob.
Is that from E-Balls?
Yeah, it's from E-Balls. Just buy them, short shifter thing, might as well, need to replace it anyway.
That's
and then
good.
every other surface around you is sharp, so these brackets are sharp, that's sharp, all the steering column stuff sharp, and you don't want to smash yourself on sharp things in race cars.
Yep.
So we're going to soften it all up with some mad bits of interior, which is all very lightweight.
Yep.
And then it'll start to feel like a car again. Hey mate, you've seen a lot, haven't you? He would have seen a lot.
Yeah.
Like he up on the dash, like he would have been...
He's probably literally had the inside story.
While Marty tidies up what's left of the wiring, I'm going to remove any of the remaining weight that is no longer needed for our mad Evo Track Car Mirage Lancer thing.
I was wondering how I was going to access the screws back here because my screwdriver didn't fit in. Oh, I didn't need to.
Were they connected to anything?
The wiring was holding them in. That's pretty cool. I decided to put 3 screws in this one. There we go. They're pretty festy spaces, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think the rear window's been slazered in on top of it.
Nah.
See over here? See this?
Yeah.
That's the sealant for the window, and instead of sealing it to the car, they've actually sealed it to the vinyl.
Oh, that's gross.
So-
Something a knife won't sort out. Or just yank it till it breaks. Huh.
But I'm...
Sorry.
The main purpose of this dash is to have a nice soft place to crash. And as such, there's a lot of weight and a lot of stuff in this that we don't actually need. Like the wiring, of course, because as we tested, the car already starts and runs already because of the Haltech, right? So none of this stuff is required.
Some of this stuff will be like indicators, brake light, indicators, hazard switch, stuff
Heater.
like that. Yeah, a lot of it will be heater.
Aircon.
We'll keep the hazard switch and the indicators so they work, just handy to have.
Yep.
Brake lights obviously we need to work. Headlights, yeah, they'll probably work off what's there.
Yeah.
I don't imagine
You just flick the
needing them at
switch if we
night,
need to go low fire.
yeah.
But all of this stuff, like
This
all of
looks
these
serious.
vents, like I feel like all this plastic can go because there's like a fair bit of weight in that, and all that's doing is just routing air around to different parts of the car that I don't think's going to need it anyway.
Yeah, it depends if you're on the track on a really hot day, it might actually suck to not have air. I'm not sure, I haven't really decided.
I have.
But look, there's a lot of,
I've decided.
look at all the space, look at all the space behind there.
Yeah.
There's heaps of room for like ECUs and all sorts of stuff in there, which is cool.
Because we've got a Haltech Elite running the car with our own wiring, we don't actually need any of this wiring that's behind the dash at all. We're also getting rid of even more weight that's going to slow down our mad too sexy stancer.
So I've just taken out the rear seat belts. And what's amazing, just another example of how much work has gone into the car, is that each of these has also been painted white. Like, there's just been so much work that's gone into it. And also what's amazing is you'd think with a show car no one would ever be in the back, but no, each of these, as you can see around the edges here, like they've been well used. All 3 of them. Which means this car's been rolling around with 5 people in it.
Rolling 5 deep.
Yeah. Heading down to Sizzler or Krispy Kreme or Kentucky Colonel or whatever you're into.
Golden shower. I'm tidying up a lot of Roddy wiring.
Are you keeping this? The disco boost?
Yeah.
Can I put it in the bin?
No. Put it under the dash, man. It's got to stay. It's such a cool thing.
Do you want me to put it in the bin or are you putting it in the bin?
No, it's staying in the car.
For the first time since owning this car, we are actually cleaning it and removing all of the human slime and hair. Over the years, spilled drinks and bodily fluids have gathered down behind the seats and become a breeding ground for entire ecosystems of filth. But no more. Too Sexy is finally getting the decontamination that it so badly needed. And with the car now clear for entry by humans, the dash is going in.
Starting to look like a real car again.
So blanking plate here, it has some switches and other stuff on it.
Yep.
And then just hack all of this off, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
that
we-
doesn't need to be there
We don't
at
need
all.
it. No, we don't need it. We'll just cut it, I reckon, there, through. We can leave that so
Maybe leave that down there, but it's cut from there.
There it is.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Did you ever think you could love a Lancer this much?
Nope.
Do you understand why other people love Lancers? Nope.
Not really.
And my last question, Martin,
Yeah.
when's the first track day?
That's a very good question. I need to actually figure out what the minimum things I need to have in here are for it to be safe, because obviously you're gonna have like scrutineering and all those kind of things. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to make sure I've got the right, seatbelt arrangement and seat and all that kind of stuff. I mean, look, I'm not doing anything crazy with it, so it should be fine. It's the same, pretty much the same deal as having a street car there, but yeah, all things I'll need to learn.
Awesome, man.
never had it, like a track car thing before. The thing I love about the Subarus I've owned is that you can sort of do a bit of everything with them, but really you're always got in the back of your mind, oh, I better not blow it up so I can get home.
Yeah.
Whereas the difference with this is it's like, well, you just drive it till it breaks.
And that's what this is being made for. Like a Subaru, as we've always said, they are the Swiss Army knife of the car world.
They are, yeah.
They do a little bit of everything.
Yep.
And some people do just have a machete. Their car just does one thing, it goes fast, but it
Yep.
doesn't have a little bottle opener in it.
Yep.
And doesn't have a little fish scaler and a magnifying glass.
Very true.
Whereas a Subaru does everything well.
Yep. Looks great with the dashback in it that's not red.
Really cool,
Vinyl
man.
or dirty.
So we need another one over here.
Yep.
And then, should we get started on the seat, man?
Yeah, I reckon. Do it. So, these are the mounts that came with our seat, and now we have to adapt them to make them fit our Mad Lancer. So we're going to have to attach these rails. We're going to leave it sliding. A lot of the time when you build a track car or a car that you're going to use on the racetrack or events, you would set the seat position for yourself, fix it, and never change it. But it's cool also to have a car that other people can jump in and have a go of and learn in. So for that reason, we are going to put it on rails so you can pull the seat backwards and forwards. The other thing we are going to set is the height. It will sit a little bit lower, but again, for a track car, it doesn't matter so much. Like as long as you can see over the bonnet, it's kind of okay. And being low is good because you don't get thrown around as much. So with that in mind, we're going to stick these rails on, and we're going to have to make up a frame out of metal to sort of make it all fit where we want it.
Yeah, man. Grab the cable ties.
Done. Cable ties fixed.
How does it sit even at that height?
It'll actually end up being... Well, that height's good for me, but I think that might be a bit low for... Like, I can see out still.
You should be as low as possible anyway, right?
Yeah. It won't throw you around as much. It'll come up a bit by the time we put mounts on. Actually, it'll probably come up quite a bit. It'll probably be more up here. That's okay. It's a limitation of how the floor of the car sits as well.
Yeah.
No, it'll be fine. It'll work. We need to put a bit of metal on. We need to put a bit of metal across here.
Yeah.
That'll meet up because the mounts on these bucket seats are pretty much just squares. So
Yeah.
we need to put metal across here and sort of run it down to here off a little bracket. Same off this side, more just to make a flat base and then bolt the seat to it.
Awesome. So Marty, last time we were installing seats, well actually we've done seats a few times, but the last time we did a proper install we were doing Recaros in my S15.
That's right.
And they just had like seating rails that we got from Japan and we just kind of bolted them in.
That's right, yeah. A lot of popular cars you can get seating rails for. Because we're putting in, because this is again more of a track car thing, we by making our own rails we're able to sort of position it exactly where we want.
As well as welding in the seating rail, we're also making a temporary shift extender out of an old screwdriver. And now we're ready to reinstall the door cards, the window rubbers and the handles. Festy white wipers are no longer needed to wipe off drool and other bodily fluids while sitting at a show car stand, so they're being replaced with some black ones that we got from the wreckers. Hello, Martin.
No, mate, what do you got?
It's Christmas time, my friend.
Is it really?
Yeah, no, it's like,
Middle of the year.
it's literally the farthest from Christmas we could get.
That's true.
But Martin, before we go through this treat, let's do a quick recap. Let's do a walk around. Let's start at the rear. That's one of your favourites. A little bit of a recap of where we're at. Too Sexy, the Evolution. So, new boot lid, new lights. You're heaps happier with them, aren't you?
Oh, so much. So much better.
New bumper. And I'd just like to make a note of this setup. Look at this, so you expect it to come out of here, but it's actually coming out of there. That's pretty special. We've got the kind of tofu colour scheme. Mad wheels, RE003s. Let's take a look inside, Martin. Crash pad, steering wheel, these, seat, and your Mad driver changer, which is awesome. Plus, maneuverability of seat, which is cool.
Yep.
Could have just hacked it in there, but that was done properly.
It's like actually starting to feel like a race car. It's literally as far from a sex bet car as it could be. Coming around to the front, the blue balls, like that. Some kind of blue balls going on the front there. And then our green bumper, which we ended up going full wasabi style on, so just like cutting the middle. But I think it looks good.
It's starting to look like a thing, isn't it?
Do Lancers have a thing here usually?
I have no idea. I've never looked at one for long enough.
Me neither.
I mean, they're usually in my revision mirror, just disappearing.
So the main thing that we're lacking now is it's still on stilts. Hence over here, Martin. So let me just find a knife. And let's get the party started, Martin.
The deal with these bits of suspension gear is that MCA's a bunch of dudes up in Queensland who sort of make this stuff. So they get all the parts, but then they assemble them for you depending what you want to do. So if you like ring them and go, oh hey, I got a street car, I got a track car, I got a race car, whatever it is, and then they'll sort of customize it. So I rang them and said,
we want to go fast.
yeah, I want to go fast, and it's going to be on a track mostly, and this is the deal. And then he goes, no worries, and a couple of days later these were ready to go.
Look at that, Martin.
But still relatively affordable. We're not talking like crazy top of the line, stuff for exotic cars, because that's just
like
below the budget
affordable.
out of its own balls.
But there it is, Martin. And these are already like kind of set up, aren't they?
Pretty much,
Just
yeah.
put in, adjust,
Yep.
off we go. We've covered coilover installs like in detail a lot over the years. But nonetheless, it's always still a mad and exciting mod to do. Totally transforms the car, both the look of it and the feel of it. And we have the kind of unique opportunity with this car is that this is literally a track-only car. Like, it is designed just to smash itself around the track. So it's kind of the legacy of this car has started off obviously as a factory car, and then it's done the whole sex spec scene, and now it's going to be doing the track circuit.
First, jack up your car, and when you're doing any kind of work like this, make sure you've got some quality jack stands. Coilovers are going to give us a level of adjustability on the track that's not possible with either lowered springs or stock suspension, and it means we can dial in the best settings to suit other components of the car and the track where we're driving.
These have been set to our specifications, and by specifications I mean track car. Basically, you can order these and they come with different sort of springs. So rather than having to buy a whole unit and then going to have to buy different springs and changing it and putting it together yourself, it actually just comes ready to go. That includes the ride height, which is basically sort of already set to be optimum for what they're expecting the car to be doing. If you want to change the ride height on these, you actually adjust the spring position. With a lot of other coilovers, you will take the bottom seat and kind of wind that down. The problem is you're actually changing the length of the entire shock absorber, which is not ideal as far as handling, and being that we're going for handling over looks or stance or whatever else it is, so I guess it's kind of horses for courses, but that will pretty much just bolt in where the factory one goes like that, and when we drop it down it should be pretty much right. If we need to make some adjustments, we just unscrew that bottom perch and change it, try it, go it, and then we're going to have to go get it wheel aligned so that we get some mad grip with our mad coilovers.
Cool, man. You do the rear, I'll do the front.
Done.
Mad. There's no real reason not to do it if you're trying to make a race car. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It makes sense on the street. Like, some people just want to be comfortable. They want to have cars that are usable. Other people have stance cars. But for people who are actually making like a race car, for the amount of like investment of spending, coilovers between 800 and $1.5 depending on what they are, it's a no-brainer to do it.
Yeah, well the handling benefit you get from those coilovers is massive, especially when you're looking at times of having proper grip. And also, the other fact is, that suspension, for all we know, unless it's been changed, has done 250,000 kilometres.
Yeah.
And that's brand new.
Or in the sake of, like, when we changed them on Wasabi, 400,000 kilometres.
Yeah.
Like, that's a serious amount of Ks, even though most of them were spent in the air and on the way to swingers parties.
These also have adjustable top mount.
Which is pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, which is cool. That'll enable us to get more camber and stuff, which on a race car is good. On a street car, you chew out tyres a bit, but you want to have as much adjustability as you can.
Yep. Fancy.
I like locally manufactured stuff. Like some of these parts obviously manufactured overseas, but I love the fact that it's pieced together here and like changing stuff is easy. There's a lot to be said for having that.
Yeah, it's just, it's good to be able to get some support as well. Like if you, everything's good when things go right, like, you know, but it's when things don't go well that you actually need some help, and that's when this stuff kind of matters.
I find putting coilovers in really satisfying, do you? Because it's a brand new part, like...
Yeah, it's kind of, it goes in, it makes your car better, it doesn't cost that much, you can play with it, it's got some adjustability, there's a certain level of street care for the people who care about that. And I don't know. It's so funny now though, because I'm laughing to myself because even though the Saab won our $3,000 challenge, now that I'm starting to spin some spanners on this, it's like, this is the car that you'd actually want every day. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the one that you want in the garage. It's like you want the Saab when you drive it, but you want this when you're not driving it. You know what I mean?
I would agree.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would. You know how I lost the go to woe thing?
Yes.
I was looking at this car the other day when I was like checking it out to see how coilovers would go in after I made the seat rail thing. And I looked at the rear brakes and I thought, there's something not right. And I pulled the hub off and I pulled the drum, because it's got drum brakes. It's a bit yuck. Pull that off. They don't work. They don't do anything.
I could see that on the day.
They don't self-adjust. Like the handbrake would work, but you remember how hard I had to
Both our handbrakes sucked.
Yeah, and the handbrake was all the way up and it had no more adjustment in it, and it was totally wrecked up the front. And I looked at the back, and the little adjusters that are automatic that actually push the shoes out when they wear were broken on both sides.
What?
Which means they don't adjust. So they'll wear a little bit, but then they won't adjust to actually like press onto the drums as the drums and the pads wear out. Which means they would have worked for a while and then gradually just basically not worked.
So you're just front wheel braking?
Mostly, yeah. It would lock them up a bit, but not nearly as efficiently as it should. But I figured out something mad, and that is...
You should have bought a Saab.
Yes. And that is, these things are so common, and so many other companies have like bought the design rights and then made their own, except they made little changes. So Proton, you know the company Proton, makes Satrias and Weiras and all those funny things.
Those Proton Satria things are alright. The ones with the weird little body kits and stuff.
It's this car, man. It's the same car.
And they have like a Lotus suspension and stuff, right? I think they do.
Tuned by Lotus. Anyway,
some rubbish. Anyway.
All I know is their suspension and their brakes and everything fit this.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm going to go...
So you're going to go get some Lotus brakes?
I'm going to get some Lotus Satria Proton brakes, which will get rid of the drums and also disc brakes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, disc brake rear.
The Lotus is to the Proton as your Evo is to the Lancer.
Yes.
Awesome. Another one goes, Martin.
Nice.
Oh.
Dude, that's got record writing on it.
It also smells like dog wee.
Does it?
And it tastes quite salty too.
It's got record writing.
It's interesting though, Martin, that that one doesn't.
No, I think I saw some. Look. You mean where your hand is? Is that record writing as well?
It is, on the inside.
That's weird.
But that's a different part.
Two interesting shocking facts, is that one, if they've got like residue here, like that one's actually not too bad, but if they've got residue, often that means that they've leaked. Yeah. Because when they leak out, they get all sloppy and gross and then they stop working.
But also, Martin, this one here looks of a different condition to this one on the right hand side. What would your hypothesis be about that, Martin?
A lot of the time if you see a car with one chain shock absorber or like very different ones,
it means someone's just been boning someone else on the bonnet just from the one side.
It could be, or it's slapped a gutter potentially at the same time. But no, it means it's slapped a gutter because like why would you, or maybe hit a gutter or run over something or blown one shock out. It's pretty unusual just to replace one shock if you're just doing it for maintenance.
Yeah.
But if you're repairing it and it's like you just want to spend the little amount of money as possible, you would just buy one shock from a wrecker and throw it in.
Which is weird that you do that to a show car. See, to me, what this suggests is that multiple people owned the car since the original owner built it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because the original owner would not do that. After spending $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on that interior, this here looks like the activities of someone trying to spend as little as possible. But the original owner spent as much as possible.
Mate, we've been through tons of people.
The original owner?
The car, man.
Oh, okay. Really smells like wee, man.
Let's jam a new shock in it.
This car has seen its fair share of things getting jammed in it, hasn't it?
Man, this is
That's just a fact.
it's like a museum piece of evolution of car ownership.
Museum piece. I think it's more like a medical extravaganza, man. Look at this quality. Oh, is this
That
just
race.
staying as
Yeah,
is?
it's staying.
Right. Okay.
Oh, a lot of people have asked us, like, why haven't you tested every single change from, you know, when we start to strip it, to weight, to seats, to all those kind of things, and done times? That's not really what this car's about. I mean, I'm interested in that stuff, of course, but, you know, having lost 160 kilos of weight, that'll make a difference in itself. I think having rear brakes that work will make a difference.
Yep.
These shock absorbers, even though they have been replaced, are just like ruined, like they don't work.
Yeah.
So I don't really need to, you know, just to take the weight out, but then still run around on busted shock absorbers and no brakes seems a little bit sort of like irresponsible.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it?
Nah. So I think fix the shocks, fix the brakes, make it work, and go for it.
I'm getting more and more excited by the day, and I haven't quite got there yet. But my excitement level when I bought the Saab was this, and I'm almost. No, let's not get carried away. Boom.
Try jamming it. There's one big hole and two smaller holes. You can probably jam it through that.
I can see the big hole, but I just can't get my little thing in there.
Yeah, the little one, you've kind of got to guide in, like use your hand and then, or your fingers, and sort of guide it through into the little hole.
What if you? I can see your fingers coming through the hole. Can you put your hand in like a ring, and I'll stick mine through it?
Try that.
Yeah, like that. And now grab onto the tip of it and start pulling it up.
I'm pulling it up.
All right.
Using the tip.
Okay. I've got my other finger in the other hole at the back, and I'm trying to hold on. All right.
Just jam it, jam it, jam it, jam it.
I'm trying. Okay. There's
Jam
one
it.
in each hole. There it is.
Hard.
Got that. Do it up.
Yeah, wait, I'm just screwing it.
Awesome.
I've put my nuts on it.
The coilovers are in. The next step will be to adjust the height, tune them, and then get in alignment. But with these new rims and new tyres, the little Evo will finally be ready to handle the way that it should.
All right, Martin. Quick little drive. Let it settle in.
This is awesome, man. You know when you get that feeling when you get in a car and you're like, yes, this is going to be fun?
Yeah.
It might not be fast and it probably will explode, but it's just like, everything's in the right spot. It's a mad steering wheel. Seat holds you nicely. Although I probably, at some stage, I may go to Evo 6 seats,
Oh yeah.
because then I can have a passenger one as well.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Otherwise, you've got to make full rails and stuff, and you know, ideally cage and things like that. So we'll just have to see what fits. But for now, there's nothing to cut yourself up on in the door trims. There's a gear lever.
Come on, go for a little drive so it settles in.
Yeah. Listen to that.
We do a proper adjustment of like height and you go and get an alignment and everything, and it's going to be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
That combination though, coilovers, tyres, brakes, I reckon, is
Yeah.
next.
Yeah. Man, I'm really happy with that so far. It still looks ugly, but as fit for purpose, man, it's getting there.
Who would have thought you could have so much fun in a Lancer? Well, nah, that never occurred to anyone who's owned this. Had more fun than we had today. But it's going well, man. It's going to be an awesome project that will eventually get defeated by what I've been working on.
So Too Sexy continues its evolution into a...
It's a Darwinian Mitsubishi.
Is it?
Yeah,
Because evolving.
yeah,
Yeah.
because of evolution. It's getting all the things that it didn't need, and it's shedding them like a snake, or just leaving the raw meat that's actually useful.
That's true, like when we used to have 6 toes, but now we like 6 toes on a foot, now we've got 5.
True?
I don't know, I made that up.
Really? I know we used to have tails. That was weird.
Tails, appendixes are for something,
Yeah,
but I don't know, I'm not sure if people know what.
and sneezing.
We don't know why people sneeze.
Oh, we do. There's dust, and they sneeze it out.
That's true.
I know we don't like the whole stage thing, stage 1 mods. I'm going to call this stage 1 of the evolution. Do you think that's a fair
would
call?
agree. This is
out of 3.
With an alignment, this is actually good to go. Like it makes Parrot's Bean Dino, like it's actually ready to go. So there's not a whole lot more to do, but just little things I'd like to do because I know it's lacking from all the testing we did against the Saab. I already know what's missing and what needs to be fixed. So.
But some of the things that have to be done now are actually going to be probably the most major makeovers this car has had in terms of the amount of expertise and time required to get it to do what we need it to do, because it's stuff happening in the bonnet and stuff happening in brakes and stuff happening in the cabin and stuff happening out the back.
Stuff happening next time on Mighty Car Mods. Follow us on the Faceballs.
That's right.
Faceballs/Mighty Car Mods.
Leave those nuts on your chin at facebook.com/nuts on your
Do you know what I feel like?
oh,
I'm gonna
dude,
get?
is it that?
Yep,
Is it
that
the
thing.
cocoa things?
No,
Oh my god, what is it?
it's even better.
What is it? Oh my god.
Chocolate orange.
Give me a look. What is it? Oh, dude. I'm sorry, but anything with citrus and chocolate should never be combined.
Well, you're-
Everyone knows that.
More
Yeah,
than me then.
have you got something else
What about
there?
that?
What's that?
Butt bricks.
A button. What's a butt bricks?
Yeah,
A butt bix.
yeah,
6 individually wrapped bars.
yeah.
Can I eat one?
Yep.
I've never heard of it. A butt bix. Crispy biscuit with a milk chocolate candy shell.
Chocolate orange.
Does anyone else think that you should never mix citrus with chocolate? Or is that just me?
Chocolate orange. I love it.
Do you?
Oh, that looks looks like someone got a muesli bar and wiped their butt with it.
That's a weird thing, isn't it?
Is it good? It looks really good.
That's amazing.
Is it?
Try that bit.
Butt bricks is good. Oh, butt bricks.
Where's it made though, Martin?
Made.
Oh, it's made in the Netherlands.
So was I. Sort of.
Were you?
Sort of.
Do you remember that time that we were in Japan? In Kyoto or something. And we went to a place that had party hats,
Yeah.
but they were upside down and they filled them with chicken.
Yes. Chicken giblets.
And each one was like the size of like a garden worm.
And they weren't nuggets though, they were giblets.
They were like stringy bits of chicken. And then, because it's Japan, they modify everything. All these different spices and things that you dusted with them.
Yeah.
I have these long giblety bits of chicken in an upside down party hat, cruising around Kyoto, munching on bird. I think we should go back and do it again.
Okay.
In fact,
Do they have these in Japan?
these cars.
I don't know that for a fact. They probably don't, you know. They've
got Evos. They've
Yeah,
got
Evos.
Evos.
You guys can have that.
Probably that's the way it works in Japan. Oh, Forrester, you guys can have this gaudy, freaking grot plastic robot vomit thing, and they get all the mad mesh and stuff. What I'm suggesting though, Martin, is that you and I go to Japan for the exclusive purpose of finding the party hat chicken.